When would you bless me? Lord, please let me know. I go to hello, one day girls go blow. Give me anointing, something will go flow. I go to hello, one day girls go blow. So Baba, shower your blessing, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Random Thoughts with Miss J. I am the big, the bold, the black, the brilliant and beautiful young lady whose voice will be serenading you this Friday evening. It is my crib. Welcome.
Show me your love away, yeah, yeah. So Baba, shower your blessing.
Yes, you are still on Random Thoughts with moi. Okay, so last week we were here and I had my very good friend Mr. Salimon Ololade. He was with me and we dealt extensively with the topic at hand, which is the baby mama syndrome. And I promised you guys that this week we are going to continue on that note. But it's quite unfortunate that Mr. Salimon could not join me today, okay? So instead I have with me a very good friend. You all heard her voice last week. She was the lady that said she would never, she can't, she won't, she will do this, she will never do this, she will never do that. Okay, she actually wants to kill me right here. Okay, so she said she can't and she won't date a man that has kids. Yes, that was what she said. So don't go nowhere. Miss J is here to thrill you to a very, very good time of wonderful gisting this Friday evening. Stay tuned.
Show me your love, so make you show me your.
Okay, you are still with me. If you're just joining me right now, okay, you've not missed much. We are about to go into the discussion for the day. So, before I continue to talk, let me allow the lovely entrepreneur. She's everything. This lady here has done so many things, like from one thing to the other, but right now, Sha, what she does, you'll be very, very surprised to hear what she does right now. Please make sure you tell them your name and what you do. You have to mention that, this is free market strategy that I'm giving you now. Sell yourself. Oh yeah, come. So the next voice to be hearing now is that of my special guest. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Abosede Alabi, okay. And I'm your favorite Ologi.
That's what I want to hear, Madam Ologi.
I'm the CEO of Eureka Foods. So we are into food processing and packaging, and we are also into catering services.
She makes ogi. You need to taste this lady's ogi. She will do ogi for you, and then she will put dates and put ginger. And by the time you're not taking the ogi, you'll be like, there's no need for milk, there's no need for sugar. Okay? She's good like that. So if the next time you want to buy your ogi, please call me first, because she's on my show that she's advertising herself. You order for the ogi, then I'll now call her so that I can collect my commission. Okay, so thank you very much for creating this time, coming on Random Thoughts with Miss J. And if you are hearing little voices in the background, sorry, we are if you know where we are, it is well. We shall came to enjoy ourselves like that. Okay, so to the business of the day. So last week you heard the show, right? You were on the show with us. I played your recording. Why did you make that statement that you can and you won't and you would never date a married man again?
Okay, so before I mention that, if you didn't play that part for them, I once dated a man with kids. So it's not as if it's something I've not tried before, but it's something that I won't want to do anymore. And it's not as if I had like a bad situation in the past, but it's just a decision of mine not to tread on that path anymore.
Okay.
And yeah, but for anyone that wants to tread that path, any friend of mine, yeah. But of course, with every relationship, you have to check with that person. You have to make sure this is the person you want to end up with. So it doesn't have to do with whether the person has baby mama or not. So that's just it.
All right. Okay. Well, she found a way of justifying what she said last week. Okay. So today, what I want us to dwell on, I have like a couple of questions there. Like, what makes a man leave his baby mama to be with another? Okay. Now, let's take for example, yeah. I don't know how I would feel if I get to know that my boy's dad is getting married to someone else.
Okay.
Even though the thought is not there no more. Like, I'm actually going to I want to move forward with my own life,
Which you are moving
which
forward.
I'm moving and I've moved forward.
Yeah.
Okay, but then the thought just keeps coming that when I get to hear that this guy is married, how would I feel? Like, are you not trying to tell me that we never shared a thing? Okay, this is not about me. I'm just asking generally that what would make a man leave his baby mama to be with another woman?
I would say just like every other relationship,
Okay.
at the get-go,
Okay.
it's not the first person you date that you end up getting married in most situations.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just the same way you having a girlfriend or going into a relationship and it resulted in pregnancy, and probably at the long run you guys find out you guys are not compatible. So
Okay.
it has to do with compatibility. When there's no compatibility, probably you later find out there's no compatibility.
Okay, that's true.
You make the choice to move on with your life, leaving the person behind. And it's not about saying because the person already has a child for you. You just have to make decisions beyond sentiment, beyond pity. So, and it's usually best for you both. So it should be a mutual decision on both parts.
Okay, mutual decision. Like, okay, this thing can work out. We have a kid, but we just gotta move on with our lives and other stuff.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. It as well. But okay, at the same time now, they leave their baby mama to be with another woman. But using the African mentality now, or the African belief now, the guy always, okay, judging from our Nollywood movies, when man get picking for another woman, there is no how. The man would always go back to that lady. There's always something tied to it that would warrant him going back to his baby mama. Why is it always like that?
Oh, okay. I would like to actually say something.
Okay.
I won't agree with the fact that he always goes back to the baby mama.
Okay.
That is not true.
All right.
And the part where you said Nollywood, well, do we count Yoruba wood as Nollywood?
Everything is
well,
Nollywood
everything is under the umbrella Nollywood.
Yeah.
So I would say that is usually the case in the Yoruba movies. And aside from the Yoruba movies, it also applies in the Yoruba tribe. They have the sentiments towards the baby mama. So they expect that the person you have your first child with, you end up with that person.
That person, yeah.
So, but of course, that's a sentiment, not belief per se. That's a sentiment that is attached to a baby mama. Okay. So it's just a thing the family feels. So usually, mother of the guy that say, go back to this person. This is the person you started with. Move on with the person.
Well, okay, now you make mention of just the Yoruba tribe. Okay, now still dwelling on Yoruba tribe. There's this thing. Probably when the man is facing difficulties in his life, and then they would always find a way of tracing it back to something he has done in the past. Oh, you have a child with a woman somewhere. She's not happy with you. She's this, she's that. So, the funny thing is, these guys, they know that they would always come back, especially if the child is a boy. And then probably in their new marriage, children are not forthcoming. And then they now go back to the woman. So why is it that we can't just work it out right there? Then. Why must it escalate to like maybe 10 years later 20 years later before they realize, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. So, madam, you will not agree that it's
Okay.
African mentality.
Okay, well, I'm sorry because I might attack a lot of the African
Please
myths.
Please do.
Because I'm a global queen.
Sorry.
So the thing is, we base a lot of our things on spirituality. Yeah, so there's nothing we do that is not attached to spirituality.
Yeah, that's
depending on the angle of spirituality. Well,
okay.
And so, well, I really don't have much to say when they say they go find out and all that and all that. So I don't know how that works out, but I think, when they say spirituality and all that, when they say you have to do this, you have to succumb. In most cases, they do succumb.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because if you don't succumb, they would say, if things don't work out for you, they will say because, we said this and you didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to succumb. You just have to, obey.
For peace to reign.
For peace to reign. So, but aside from that, it also has to do with individual thing. You need to sort yourself out as well, not people trying to sort things out for you. So you have to live beyond people trying to tell you this is what you need to do. Yeah, so, and that's why we need to put more effort as we grow older. We need to put more effort in our own growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, physical, mental growth. So we all need that to be our own person, not to.
So that you don't just wave when they say this, you just move.
Yeah.
They say that, you just.
So
move.
That's just it.
But do you think our African men, this one that most men these days are now, will I say they are half bred, or how will I put it? Like they don't have a mind of their own. We have so many immature men walking around these days.
Yeah.
And then that thing between their legs is just controlling them. You get a girl pregnant, and then you can't take up responsibility.
Yeah.
And they're probably in the nearest future, they now tell you, what made you leave initially? What made you leave initially? And so, let's say 5 years later now, in his own mind, he's now matured.
Yes. So, sorry to cut you.
Okay.
There's one thing they do say. You say, girls grow way higher than the boys.
Yeah,
so if you're in school, they'll say you should not date your classmates.
Yeah.
Go for someone older. So, which is true. Girls are more matured than men. And that's why when men make the mistake, not men per se, when the guys or boys make the mistakes, they'll maybe later on in the future they tell you, oh, it was a mistake, it was, they try to look for excuse for that mistake of his, so they say it was a boy, he wasn't matured enough, and you guys were not matured enough, so you need to forgive and all that. They usually the African setting likes to look for excuse for the male gender. So they put a lot of responsibility on the female, to forgive, to move past, to do everything. So it's a lot of things that are going on now, and ladies are coming to realization, gradually, and we find few men that are seeing this abnormally in the society, and we are trying to right the wrong, not settling, putting the stake high, and not just making sure you don't.
It is well. Actually, there's a way you attack your questions. You try not to offend this part, you try not to offend that part. You are just a neutral person. Very neutral. I wish I could be like that. Okay, guys.
We're trying to be diplomatic.
All right, guys. Please don't go nowhere. You are still on with Miss J on our random thoughts. Stay tuned.
So let me know when the money goes show. Biggie Matafaro, one day girls go blow. So let me.
Okay, you are still with me.